have seen the gay community oppressed and judged, it led me to study it. And then once I came to the conclusion that there was nothing wrong with it, I felt the need to profess that and talk about it. You need to stand up and talk about it. I have a tattoo on my arm that says "Speak Your Mind," and that's really what I feel.
Welcome to Revolution. My name is Mark, and Jay is not here right now. He is back in Charlotte.
We're starting a church in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and we're just trying to meet people where they're at. We meet in a bar. We meet in a bar called Pete's Candy Store, and we're here for the community. We're here for everybody.
People that read the Bible for face value believe that it condemns homosexuality and it says that it's wrong.
Revolution started back in 1994 in Phoenix, and it's gone all over the place. It's been in Phoenix, it's been in Atlanta, it's been in LA. We were in Atlanta up until August of this year.
Leviticus 18:22 says, you shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. And Leviticus 20:13 says, if a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall be put to death. Their blood is upon them. So that's pretty heavy. That's pretty, like, I read that for the first time, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. You know, so, but again, with every verse here, in order to understand what's going on, you have to understand two things. You have to understand the culture, and you have to understand the context.
The one in Atlanta was meeting at a bar. They just got their own building recently, so they have their own facilities now. The one in Charlotte is actually meeting at the Milestone Club, which is a very, like, iconic punk rock club in downtown Charlotte.
The history of the Levitical law, which is otherwise, it's also known as the Holiness Code. It was written by the Jewish priest for their people, for the Jews, during Babylonian captivity, which was around the 6th century BC.
Whether you're meeting in a bar or a warehouse or a traditional church building, you can talk about grace. You know, for us, for Jay and I personally, we were just more comfortable meeting at a bar because that's just who we are and that's where we're at.
What else does the Levitical law condemn? It also condemns men who shave their beards. It also condemns working on the Sabbath, otherwise known as Saturday. And it also condemns wearing clothing made from two different fibers, or two different types of fibers. So, for example, Old Navy Performance Fleece V-neck. That's okay. Old Navy striped V-neck sweater. Not okay.
We've lost quite a bit of our funding financially. We've lost congregants. You know, people will stop coming. We've gotten some interesting emails and letters from people, you know, but that's the name of the game. You know, it just happens.
A woman defending her husband by crushing his opponent's genitals is considered an abomination, which I think that's crazy. It's like that, evidently that was such a big deal that they had to write it down and say, you can't do this.
Any agent of change, if you look back in history, any agent of change has to surmount fierce opposition.
So we've taken this idea and we've taken the verses in the Bible, 7 verses in particular, and said that it condemns our modern interpretation and our modern understanding of homosexuality.
Once you understand something to be different than what the majority of people understand it to be, then you need to voice your opinion. You have to understand that, and you have to embrace that, and understand that you're going to lose money, you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose support. But if you feel strongly about an issue, that shouldn't be a determining factor. You need to stand up for what you believe because you believe that.
Thank you, everybody. Bar's still open, and thanks for coming out.
Cool.